Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm Campbell. Working on the Model A frame. I actually started and then remembered, oh, I never turned on the camera, so I had to run and grab it. Actually, let me just flip you guys around, you can see. Okay, she's up on the tables. I slid them together. They're all the same height, so it makes a good spot to work from. I did throw a little paint on the spots that I won't be able to get at later, once it's all fastened together. And there was some bare metal there, if you remember from last time when we welded it up. So I just coated that, and then the inside of the frame there, where that's going to bolt on, or weld on, or whatever I end up doing. So it's up on the jack stands. For now, anyway, I'm bolting the cross member in. And bolt those three, the three on this side over here. There is a tab somewhere. In the back, there's a hole there. I'll bolt in. There are a couple of holes here on the side of the frame. Once I get her all squared up, I may just make sure everything's snug here. Drill those out a little bigger and weld them up. Or I could put more bolts in it. I don't know. What do you think? Is bolting the cross member in good enough or no? I guess we'll find out. For now, anyway, I can always weld it up later once it's in. I just want to get the front cross member bolted in tight, so everything's going to be where it is. Square it up, get the back end, and I'm still not sure with the back end if I'm going to bolt it in, rivet it in, use two-sided tape, who knows. Probably not that one. So for right now, I'll set you guys up. I'm just going to tighten these up. Maybe run the drill through those back holes, get those in, and see where we're at. If you remember me talking when I was talking about this frame before, I was originally going to rivet it back in the way it was originally, but this cross member, from what I can figure, this is at least the third frame it's been in, whatever it was in originally, and then at some point someone cut it apart, and I found cut marks inside after I took off the old frame that was welded onto it, so it had to have been done when it was swapped the first time. But they had drilled out all the holes in the top here, a lot bigger, all except for one for some reason. So it was originally going to just rivet it, and then the holes were bigger than the rivets, and I didn't want to wait to order more rivets, and I didn't want to take the time to make them. So I got a good drill bit, drilled them all 3/8 of an inch, so it's all the same, and a 3/8 bolt fits nice and snug. That should have it pretty straight. And then when I fasten in the rear, then we'll square everything up. And once it's square, then I can think about welding some stuff in place so it won't ever move. Until the next person that takes it apart, who knows. And I'm just going to set you guys up on here. I'll bring you in a little closer. And if you haven't seen in this shop before, that's a 65 Buick Skylark. It's got a 350 Buick in it. Actually, the motor's fresh. It's only run a half an hour or so in that. And the last time they took it to the drag races, it overheated, so they never get to run it in the competition. So I've redone everything in the cooling system. There was a few things that were wonky. We got them straightened out. And then over on this side is the Chevy Astro van. She's chopped. I forget how much was chopped out of that roof. And it's got a big block in it. It's a 454. She's still a projecting process, but we're hoping to have it ready to go this spring. Anyway, back to this. I'll get these tightened up and see where we go from there. before I do that, look at that, I walked out here without my safety glasses. Snug that over there. Not sure how many ugga-duggas that was. I forgot to make lots of noise with it while I was doing it. This was the other thing about why riveting this may have been pain in the backside. Trying to get a bucking bar up in this hole. One ugga-dugga. Okay, watching me tighten bolts is probably going to get real boring real quick. So I'm going to turn you guys off right now and show you once I get her together. Okay, that is in there solid now. They're all tightened up, lock nuts on the back side, you got washers on both sides. Got the one in back here. Are we a little blurry? The one in back tightened on both sides. That one there at the bottom seemed to really help locate this a little better. When I had just the top ones, I don't think that I had the frame sitting straight up and down this way. Oh, look, my hands are dirty. Because I had to make sure these were loose and roll that in some to get those holes to line up. Now, in 19, whatever year this frame is, I'm not, who knows. It might not even be the same year, front cross member. And with not production, quality control being what it would have been in the late 20s, early 30s, you know, those holes may not have ever lined up. But I had oversized both of them the exact same, rolled it a little bit, had to roll the frame in, and it was a snug fit getting it in. So I'm hoping that has the frame this way, straight. I think that one pulled it in. The one on the inside, if you remember the other video, I had to add that tab on. And now that it's in the frame, I can see that they are a little high. So I'll have to heat that up and bend that down. So it'll, and then I'll drill through the hole that's in the bottom here, drill up through this, put a bolt in both of those. And then that will be 5 bolts in each side, which when you think of a modern K-member in some of those cars, they're not bolted in that hard. Well, they're using bigger hardware, but I think bolted in, this thing's going to work out well. And like I say, there is these 2 holes right here, and have corresponding holes in the cross member there. Those I may not drill out. I may just put back here somewhere. I think they're probably 1/4 inch. I may just put a couple of 1/4 inch bolts there as well, just to locate it some. If I drilled it out and put 3/8 bolts in there, that'd be 7 bolts on each side. Surely to God, that would be strong enough. I mean, it's only going to have a flathead. It's not like it's going to have 500 horsepower. But that's it for the front for right now. That's located. It's locked down. It's not going to move. And I may even, I don't know if I like the looks of these bolts, the bolt heads sticking up the top. Maybe once we spray it, I might not notice it so much. But I could do what the last guy did with this cross member. He had it welded right along here, if you remember, when we cut it apart. Or I could, you know, when I bend these tabs down, I could weld them Can't really weld there, it's got a big gap. But you know what they say about gaps? If you can step over it, I can fill it. Same thing here. I could weld that, bend that down, weld it, but you can see how big of a gap there is at the back. And I just don't like the look of a weld up there. It looks crappy. I may end up just leaving these bolts. Yeah, I think if I leave the bolts, there's something that will decide what I'm doing on the side. Looking at the bolt hole on the side lines up with that bolt, so I wouldn't be able to put anything in there to get even get a nut on it. Same here. Where's my finger? Yeah. So those, maybe get a 1/4 inch bolt in there, tighten it up. See how it goes. I'll get a bolt in the front and that'll be good. I want to go look at the back now. I just have it stuck in place with a little 1/4 inch bolt, just so it would sit there. I don't know if it even has, yeah, it's got a nut on it. This side, everything's pretty good, pretty straight, pretty straightforward. Just going to take you underneath here. That tab there's pretty straight. So I could pretty easily bolt it or rivet it if I want to rivet it. If I could ever find my rivet driver. There's actually where are they? Lost my spot. Head of the rivet's still there. I never popped that one out. But I may, and again, if I do it, I'll probably just oversize that hole to 3/8 so I get strong bolts in it. This side, the top, is fine. This side, tab's fine. You know, the bottom, everything lines up. The spot that I have to look at is taking it apart. That one fought me, so I got to straighten that tab out. So I'll pop this cross member up, heat that up, just hammer and dolly, straighten it out. So when it comes time to bolt it together, it'll bolt pretty easily. And I think I'm going to pull this off now and see how it goes. And I'm going to pause you guys because I got to go get the wrenches to take that off. That's off. There's some gravity right here if you need any. There. What's the saying? Gravity sucks. Okay, so I'm going to cut that bolt off. I'm going to let's cut off whatever it is. I might cut these bolts off. Pop out there's this one rivet here? Where was that rivet I saw? Turn it around, I can find it. There we go. Yeah, there's that rivet there. There's one that's still there. So I got about 3 rivets still to pop out of that. Cut that bolt off. Whatever that went through was riveted, but it's long gone, so I may cut both sides of this bracket off since that one's cut anyway. Probably not that I'm going to use. Is my guess. Okay, I'm going to grab a grinder and cut that up. Cut off. I'm just going to grab a punch and drive those out. Now this could get very loud if I do it on this bench. Let's see if they come right out. Actually. That thing is knocked straight off. with this one. Have the tab in the pit. Let's knock those off. Boom. Well, that was easy. What do we got? A couple of rivets here. Now, if I remember, they might be the ones that, when I first cut this up, when I disassembled it off this frame at first, these ones I don't think wanted to play nice. Yeah. Try it with this rather than mushroom that in. Huh. After 90 years, apparently, it likes being there. Okay. I'm going to go get some heat, and that'll break the seal on it. Okay. What's the old saying? It can't be stuck if it's liquid? No, we're not going quite that far. What we are going to do, and actually, I'll just bring you in here quick. These old rivets, the rest of them all beat out when we took it apart. Those two and the one over there, they're just rusted in place. Oh, sorry for swinging you so quick. All we're going to do is heat up the frame itself around it. Try not to put the heat right on the rivet itself. The idea being, where am I here? We heat it up, metal expands. If we're just heating up the frame, or the cross member, I should say, it should expand slightly, break that connection there, and then we should be able to pop it out. Same with this one and that one. Let's put a little bit of heat around this, whatever this, yeah, it's 1/8. It should heat up pretty quick. Might even hear a snap when it breaks the connection. Who knows? Set you here and we'll see what happens. Make sure you wear the proper PPE for what you're doing. And then you can go with gloves on. Because I don't want to grab onto the hot steel or have anything come off of this onto my bare fingers. Better if I take this over and put it in the vise. Okay. And it's better when your hammer hits the punch. Oh! That's why I can't see anything. Switch back to my safety glass. Hey, look at that, now I can see. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to take a look at that tab here that's bent in. Tapping it might do it. It's got a bend here. A block of steel to put behind it. Tap it with the hammer and straighten it out. Okay, so I got a chunk of steel, and I'll hold it as a butt on this side, and see if I can flatten it. that flattened it out. If you look close, you see what we did. I'll say we, because that way I can blame you. We tore that at the bottom, beating on it. So I'm going to clean that up, weld that back up, and then we'll clean this stuff up, put a little bit of paint on there so where it's bolted together where it won't get to again, it'll be sealed up. So then when I do paint this, clean it up and paint it, in behind that stuff will already be done. I don't care if it's the same color or anything in behind, no one's ever going to see it. I just want something to keep it from rusting anymore. So I got to go get the welder now, get rigged up, get this back in place, gouge it out a little bit, and weld her up. Be right back. I'm going to move you guys back over here again, because I don't want you up close where I'm going to get spatter on my camera, or my phone, I guess. Doing all this. I'm just going to clean this up, clean the rust off it, spray a little paint on it, and we're ready to bolt this thing together. All off, just enough so that when I get in here, it's not going to get in the way. Okay, first thing I'm going to do before I go any further, this spot, or I guess that's going to be exposed after. The two holes on the top here, I'm going to expand them so it can fit a 3/8 bolt, get them snugged up, then one that goes through here, one that goes through here. I'll tighten everything so it'll fit the 3/8 bolt, and a good 3/8 bolts has got to be at least as strong as those 1/4-inch rivets that we're going to stock. So, batteries getting low. Okay, now, and with this end one, bolt is down through one bolt. Now it'll stick still. Oh, I can get that out of your way there, here. Okay, turn you guys back on here. I get these holes all drilled out. My battery in the drill I had went dead. I had to go get another one. And now it's a matter of getting everything to line up. Maybe. There we go. Oh, that one's in. And just like that one up front, that one Really rotate it this way. These holes I know all lined up because this is the cross member that come out of this car. So I know it's not like, hey, these holes may not line up because it's from a different car like the front cross member was. This came apart. So it was all snug then. Expanded the holes, but I didn't move anything, so it should all. How tight? How much torque? All of it. As we were saying, as tight as you can get it, plus 1/2 turn. Take a little effort, there's still a little bow in that tab, and flatten it right with the washer. Ugga dugga. Ta-da! We now have a Model A frame. Everything is together. This end is bolted 3 places. There, the top, and in there. I guess I gotta come around this way to show you. Yeah, where are we? In there. So that's the one we welded up. So there, the top and the outside. Now, if I remember correctly, there was also a bracket. Went from right here over, where am I? Over to here somewhere. Yeah, these 2 holes here. Let me come around here so you can see it. There we go. From those 2 holes there, you can see the marks where the bracket was. And it came up to these 2 holes right here. I think I still have the bracket at home, so I may bolt that back in. Again, stiffen everything up. Same thing on this side. The front's all bolted. We showed that. We're ready to start hanging axles, I hope. And hang the front axle, and I can put wheels on it. I've got the 16-inch wire wheels. Here, let me turn around and talk to you. I have the wire wheels. I've got a front and rear axle. I got several axles. For the back, I've got my choice. I've got a 33 rear axle. I got a 36 rear axle. And I got another banjo one that I'm not sure what it's out of. It's, who knows? I'm not even sure. I don't even remember where it come from. I'll take those off now. Front axle, I've got a 33 and a 36. I definitely want to go with original, looking at this camera, I forget where the lens is. I want to go with original axles because I have a tube axle as well, a drop tube axle. I could put it on, bolt on real easy, but I want to do this all old school stuff, all old school parts. So I'm going to put them on. I've got, the front axle has a spring on it, the 36 one does. Oh, I'm bouncing you around again. It has a front axle still in it. The rear didn't have a spring in it. So I still need to get a spring for it. I'm not sure what I do. I may go online and just buy an aftermarket spring. I'm not that dead set on having original springs because I want the thing to actually be able to go down the road. You can buy a reverse eye spring on a lot of the sites, Johnny Law, a bunch of those places. for a couple $100. You can buy a front spring for, seems to be about half of that. It seems a lot cheaper for a front one. I may, if I'm going to order a rear spring, I may order a front spring as well. Just so it's all fresh. I don't have to worry about something given. And I can order, like it's a little over $100 American for a reverse eye front spring. So if I put the reverse eye front and rear, it's going to drop me, I don't know, inch or two. And I'd love to have a drop front axle for it, but I don't have one. And right now I'm not going to spring for one. We're going at, other than if I can lower it with the springs, we're going at stock ride height. Anyway, that's it for tonight. And I'm getting hungry. I'm going to log off, go home, maybe comb my hair someday this week, shave, and I will see you guys hopefully next time. Hopefully it won't take as long. Oh, while I think of it, one thing I forgot to do. I was going to, I was going to lay this down and make a template to box this frame, and I forgot. Oh well, do it once everything's in. See ya. Don't forget your safety glasses.